Alright, everybody. You will get to hear, I'm sure, Andreas gripe, and I'm going to encourage him to gripe because he is now seen into the twisted world of cables and outdated equipment and weird stuff that is not supposed to be combined in any way, shape, or form. But I have managed to get a uber cheap video capture device, a VCR that I picked up at the Salvation Army, my iSight, and my Creative Xfi, as well as a couple of intermediary adapters, all combined with a CRT TV to provide you the magic of playing old video games with us and hearing us bitch about them.
Here, give me the phone there. I'll take a picture of it from. I've got like a perfect angle of it here. Here, you gotta let me into your phone there.
Oh, you just gotta swipe the camera thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. We're gonna get a picture of this unholy abomination right now.
Yeah, that's putting it kind of nicely.
Okay, there you go. That'll be up later, I'm sure.
That'll be up at some point. Yeah, that's oh, it's got a finger in it. We gotta.
It's got a finger.
Yep, you got the edge of your finger on it. See the blur.
Yeah, well, we'll just cut that out in post.
I'll take another one. Everybody can see the above version of how all of this stuff is just janked together, and that's being really kind. So now everybody will know exactly why it was that I was asking for anybody who had a VCR that actually still worked to go ahead and let me know to buy it or donate it or loan it or what. Basically, the video capture thing that I got was free through an Amazon card that I got for free through health points at work for filling out my insurance information the way I was supposed to, which to me is kind of patently ridiculous, but whatever. If they want to give me money, they can give me money. But it's like a $10 capture thing that's supposed to do S-video and does it awfully, but it also does composite. And so what I've done is I've taken my Atari 2600, or one of my Atari 2600s, and looped it into the back of the VCR via RF, had the VCR output RF via coax to the television, and then since you have all of these nifty composite RCA ins and outs on the back, it is simultaneously outputting via RCA to the video capture device so that we can go ahead and capture this. And right now you're seeing Pitfall Harry just kind of hang out in the corner. This is on, if you haven't seen the picture yet, this is on an Atari 2600 Junior, or whatever it's officially called. It's the re-release in like 1986, 87, 88, somewhere, or maybe all through there, where they were trying to compete with Nintendo and doing really poorly. I know the 7800, correct me if I'm wrong, Andreas, but I think the 7800 was out at that point, but it wasn't doing much of anything.
Yeah, no one even really cared. Because Nintendo.
Pretty much. So, yeah, if you haven't listened to the second episode of the podcast that we haven't recorded yet, the game that we're going to be discussing in that episode, or have discussed, depending on how much you believe in time travel, is going to be Pitfall. And I thought it would be neat to have Andreas over here to play this and secretly annoy the hell out of him while I tried to jank all of this stuff together, and he kept his mouth shut and kept acting like he was having a good time, but probably wanted to punch me in the throat pretty good. But we're to the point where we can play Pitfall. And we're going to play it on both the 2600 and on the Intellivision so that we can kind of compare and contrast. And as kind of a bonus thing, I have Pitfall 2, so we can also see what that looks like and how that stacks up against everything.
Alright, so I am the old Pitfall Pro here. This is my #1 favorite game of all time for the 2600. I never did own an Intellivision, so I'm biased. So don't be surprised how this is going to go. I'm probably going to come out in favor of the 2600 unless the Intellivision does something to really impress me here.
I don't know. The little bit that we were doing for testing, I thought that the Intellivision came out ahead a little bit graphically. It looked a little bit better and brighter and centered better on the television without me having to worry about taking it into a TV shop and having it worked on. But the controls are just straight up ass. So if you get an Intellivision and it doesn't have joysticks melded to the little circle discs from hell that are at the bottom of their weird controllers, you may want to have second thoughts about getting it unless you're just going to be a pure collector and just collect the thing straight into a closet and never do anything with it. And in that case, it really doesn't matter.
All right, so just let me know when we're ready to start doing this thing here.
Well, whenever you were good to go.
I am so ready to go here. Let's see. See, now the first thing is, of course, Pitfall Harry's pointing this way. And he's like, well, the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and walk on through. But, the first thing all you true Pitfall players did is you went and you crossed over into the secret, not necessarily hidden universe, but you crossed over from right to left, and you decided essentially to play it in reverse. It wasn't necessarily in reverse, because I'm not even sure how it generates these screens necessarily, if there's an order to them or not. But after a while of going, what is it, left to right, you go right to left, and there's a whole other combinations of screens to explore. See, now there are a couple of things here. We've got the vine, obviously, so I'm just going to wuss out and I'm going to just go straight for the vine here.
Is divine?
It is. Oh, I fell. Here's one of my favorite things I like to do. I like to give Pitfall Harry a haircut. I go in there and I wait for him to come along, and there we go. He's got a mohawk now. See, he's got a mohawk.
And it only cost you 1 point to do that.
Oh, and that's right. And we also, it's time for Pitfall Harry to pray. It's time for him to pray. Of course, he's praying all his points away. He's run, Pitfall, run! Wait, Harry. Run, Harry.
Run, logs, run.
That's right. It's Pitfall's revenge. Wait, no, that's Pitfall 3. No, Pitfall 2? I don't know. No, technically Pitfall 2 is called Lost Caverns. Okay, now I can't wuss out anymore. Have to do it the old-fashioned way here. Okay.
I can't wait to see you do this on the Intellivision.
Oh, Lord. See, we'll talk about the Intellivision a little bit more when I actually have the controls in my hand, but... Oh, so close! That's okay. I just made it.
Can't you technically walk out onto their snouts?
Oh, yeah, as long as their mouths are closed.
Yeah, their mouths were closed. You try to jump straight from his eyeball to the shore.
Yep, there's our money bags right there. It's not as much as the gold. There's gold, there was silver, there's money bags. I think that was all of them, right?
Wasn't there like a diamond or a diamond ring?
Oh, yeah, diamond ring. I forgot the diamond ring. That's right. Okay, gotta run. Faster than I can. Okay.
I never did finish Pitfall, and for the longest time, only my cousin owned a copy of the game, so I'm not nearly as familiar.
Oops. There we go. Ooh. Now it's time for Pitfall Harry to warm his hands over the bow. No, well, never mind. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to forego the vine, and we're going to try to do this the old-fashioned way. Although this might actually be harder. I might end up grabbing the vine on accident. See, I told you. Oh well. That's right. We always timed it out by getting all the way up to the lip of the lake or the tar pit. It was a tar pit if it was black.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was black.
Well, I never had a manual for this thing, so it always made me think it was going to make you fall into the thing below, and then you just
There's the diamond ring. See, that was the main thing about going right to left, is that you got to the diamond ring faster. That was pretty cool. So, and then you can see that was like some serious points, back when points mattered. Doesn't even save your high score, though, so it's not even like...
That's what the magic of photography was.
Oh. Haircut time.
So is there actually an objective to Pitfall, or is it just get as many points as you can before time runs out?
Basically, before time ran out, there was not a beginning, middle, or end, so to speak. Certainly no storyline to speak of. And basically, it just threw, any combination of obstacles. I don't think I ever saw a like a barrel with an alligator and a vine all on the same level kind of thing, but I know for a fact that. Oh, come on!
You gotta walk out onto the snout.
I know, I'm going the wrong way. If I had gone left to right, I wouldn't have had to worry about it. I didn't. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just do one more thing real quick. I want to show you something that was very cool. You could go underground. Ooh! But then you have to jump over the scorpion. See?
Yeah, that was a scorpion, by the way.
Yeah, it's a scorpion, and see, it kind of warps you in a way. It's not necessarily better or worse, but it's not like the Mario World Warp or anything like that, but it does kind of jump you through different screens.
And I'm assuming it doesn't, warp you like hanging around for, 20, 30 minutes with me would.
No. Oh, see, yeah, see. Now it's time for Pitfall Harry to practice his punching. That's right, we're going to punch that wall. Just kidding.
Yeah, so if anybody's wondering why everything looks as god-awful as it does, it's because of the fact that literally nothing that I own is modified, and the recording stuff that I've got is as cheap and low quality and what I could afford as possible. So if anybody has any old stuff sitting around, if you upgrade it out of something and you're willing to get rid of it one way or another, let me know.
Oh yeah, that was something that happened. When you died underground, it dropped you underground. How about that? I forgot all about that.
I thought there were some places where if you died underground, it would drop you up top, but is
know.
it maybe if there's a hole to the surface and you die underground, it'll drop you to the top?
Maybe. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We gotta go back.
Pitfall Harry better call, the guy with the hero pack. He can come blow up that brick wall for him.
Nothing like that. He's a one-man band. Ain't no Laura Croft, neither.
Don't worry, everybody. I have no intentions of us playing Super Pitfall during this, so your pain will only be so much.
Blink. I don't even know where I am anymore. Oh!
In the jungle?
Well, it looks more like a forest, really. I'm sure it's meant to be the jungle, but... Now, it's funny that we were watching some videos on the... I got the ColecoVision Cabbage Patch Kids game. And it basically is Pitfall with a little baby instead of...
That was bizarre.
Pitfall Harry. Yeah, it's a little glitch. I forgot about that. I remember making it do that too. So long story short, the 2600 version of this is my jam, basically. Except for the fact that I haven't played it in a really long time. I'm a little rusty. Yeah, that's what it is, rusty. Or it's the controller. I'm blaming the controller. That's what I'm doing.
It could be the controller. It might not be the controller. I don't know.
So, for my money, this was the game to play on the 2600. I liked the control. The control's got a good feel. You only have one button to worry about. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we switch over to the Intellivision. And, yeah, I don't know. I like the feel of this the best of all. But, I'll give the Intellivision version a try here in just a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my hand at this, which will probably be the 10th or 12th time that I've actually played this game.
It was like one of the #1 games of all time.
I'm not saying that it wasn't, just I didn't own it up until about the point when I already had a Nintendo, and as a result, there wasn't any point in me playing this.
Yeah, the controller is bad. See, I told you. There you go.
No, it's the fact that I haven't played this in who knows how many years. Probably at least 30.
It's on my flashback.
Ah!
You got 8.
Got 8.
I have a flashback that has this game. I think practically all the flashbacks that they released for the Atari have this on it. Just throw Pitfall on it because it's Pitfall.
Probably because Activision wants to get money off of the licensing for it.
Good job. You did what I couldn't do. Oh.
We're going to take the subway.
He's going to do the warp world. Scorpion's a little tricky. You have to time it just right. Otherwise...
Yeah, because they can turn around right in the middle of you jumping over them and zoot you right in the giblies.
Ah, never mind.
Did you notice how that thing's turning around before I even land?
Yeah, he's cunning. He's a cunning little bastard.
Yeah, okay. I think it's more of the line of this might have been one of the first instances of the damn computer cheating in a game. Well, I know where you're going to be, so screw you. You're hello, Mr. Snick.
There's your gold.
I love gold.
You beat me to it. Got to get right up to the edge of it. No, you're gone. You are dead.
Ha ha! No, I'm not.
You're lucky. Oh.
Burp.
Alright, so with that, I think we should go over to the Intellivision version.
Yeah, with no further ado, and I'm not going to stop the recording of the video, so everybody can just look at the horrible, awful video signal there for...
Pretend you're in Poltergeist. That was a pretty cool movie back in the day.
It wasn't bad. I'm trying to do this blindly, fit the RF cable into the Intellivision.
I could do it if you wanted me to.
There we go.
Okay.
And the microphone is probably going to wobble all over hell in creation because it's sitting right next to where the controller for the Intellivision is going to come out.
Alright. Here we go. Now that's actually the first thing that caught me off guard about the Intellivision version here. It actually has a title page. I guess all the Intellivision games did, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's more of a feature of Intellivision, I suppose, than...
Yeah, only potentially one bad thing about not starting and stopping the recording at this point. I bet you it won't let me change the graphical settings and not screw it up.
Oh, well, let's see how it looks. Alright, doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, it's just slightly brighter than it should be.
It looks like you got your...
Slightly yellower than it should
Yeah, give it a try. It looks like you had something going on there. You have your sliders over there at all?
be. Yeah, but every time I touch one of the sliders, it stops the recording, and then we'd have to resync, and that would be even more time that you'd be silently trying to murder me with your mind.
Alright, so here we are.
Oh.
The text looks a little different. There we go, we're off on the Intellivision version.
So far, I like the audio better.
I have to admit that does sound a little brighter.
That sounds like a brownish fart sound.
Oh, yeah, see, I tried to jump off and I remember. See, the Intellivision controller has 2 buttons on the side there, in addition to the 9 buttons on the front and the disc at the bottom. So what you had to do to be able to jump off a vine is you have to, gotta time it right here, Yeah, you have to push the bottom one to jump, and the top one.
You mean the bottom one to drop off and the top one to jump?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Bottom one to drop off of the vine doesn't seem to do anything else except release you from the vine when you want to get off. Okay. Ugh. Feel like I dropped myself in there. So this disc. This disc is driving me crazy.
Yeah, the Intellivision controls are some of the most truly awful controls that I've ever experienced.
Oh. Okay, I'll try this again. Okay.
I think it's possible for you to play with just the number pad, but where I don't have the insert for Pitfall, I don't know what those button schemes would be, and you'd still get stuck playing with the side buttons for jump and
I made it.
Release.
Ugh.
I guess catch and release, maybe?
Yeah. Ugh. Okay, yeah, I'm not timing my jumps right. Top button, bottom button, top button, top button. There be gold in them thar games.
Yeah, pixel for pixel, if you're watching the video versus sitting in my kitchen, you can probably see that pixel for pixel, the two games mostly look the same. I think the vine is a little bit thicker, and in the 2600 version, the trees are maybe a little bit less defined in the 2600 version, but the colors, believe it or not, in the Intellivision version are a little bit better and more vibrant. It's just the color settings for the Intellivision for the capture device to pick it up are a little bit different than the 2600, and I wanted to do the recordings all in one shot, so I didn't have to resync a bunch of audio and stuff after we started recording all this. But
well, that's it for me. You want to give it a try there?
Sure. Yeah, so the middle bar underneath the alligators and the bottom bar that the scorpion is walking on, they do not actually look like baby poop yellowish green as they do in the recording screen. They actually look like kind of a hunter green and a slight shade off from that on the television screen. And I'm going to restart this and probably die horribly.
Yeah, not to mention the fact you haven't played it in 12 years, but you also are using an Intellivision controller.
Well, it'll restart me on the left.
That's right, that's the ultimate cheat. All you have to do is die.
Come on, Log, we can make it! Honestly, I didn't get to play this because my cousin had it, because my cousin lived 450 miles away from where I lived as a kid. So I would visit, or we would visit, and then, it'd be, oh, go play with your cousin, and he was 6-7 years older than I was, and didn't want to have anything to do with me, so he'd just be like, here, play with the 2600. So it'd be Pitfall and Barnstorming.
I think I remember Barnstorming. I didn't have it. I had a bunch of games, but not Barnstorming.
Yeah, I didn't get Pitfall until somewhere in the, probably somewhere around 1989, 1990. I got it out of Big Lots for $1 when they were still flushing Atari games down the toilet for $1 a piece as quickly as they could. So I ended up with like this, and Moon Patrol, and Jungle Hunt, and all kinds of crap that... Didn't I just go through that screen?
Well, like I said, when you go the other way, it just kind of just throws whatever screen. There seems to be sort of a logical order if you go left to right, but when you go right to left, it just kind of does what it wants to do. Oh, you go. Oh, he did. He did.
I can't tell if it's the reflection. Woohoo! I finally got an item. Can't tell whether it's the reflection of the rest of my kitchen on the television or what, but does it look like the tar pit is actually a slight palette tick darker than what the bottom part is?
I couldn't tell you. I don't think it is. That was never my experience. Oh.
I just wanted to warm my feet.
Well,
that is in my mind, probably technically superior version of Pitfall. To me, and Andreas can feel free to argue with me or backhand me for blaspheming, but it all around seems like the graphics are mostly 1-to-1. It has a slight hint of better definition. I'm pretty sure it came out after the Atari Pitfall, so Activision would have had time to refine the stuff like the trees and the vine and stuff so that they wouldn't have been as ill-defined as they were on the 2600. But I think the Intellivision, the color palette pops a little bit better. Not that you can tell because I didn't readjust the recording. I may do that at a later date, especially if I get better recording equipment. But the sound is definitely more so there than it is with the 2600.
Well, yeah. Well, I would say that for me, gameplay, particularly the controller, trumps all of that.
Yeah.
So
your ability to play the damn game, unless you're like watching a video game, movie, unless you're watching like a video graphic novel in video game format, control is king. And for the most part, everything I've played on the Intellivision, the controls are ass because you have the weird, paddle
disc thing,
D-pad disc thing along with the button pad above that, and the fact that it can't be turned sideways. There's no way to configure it to hold it like a controller pad like the NES introduced everybody to, although I guess there can be some argument to maybe the Master System introducing that style. But either way, you have to hold the thing vertically, and it's just, without a joystick, it is a giant pain in the neck.
Okay, so now I'm really excited about what we'll have over here. If you don't mind, I think it's time to switch on over to Pitfall number 2. I got to play this only one time only. My dad was having a party. Well, no, it was my dad's friend's associate, whatever it was, coworker, was having a party, and we went over there. Oh no! Don't tell me! Don't tell me! Blow on it!
I will be right back. I'm going to try to fix the technical difficulties with the game with the magic of alcohol and Q-tips.
All right.
So you said your dad was having a key party and he distracted you with a copy of Pitfall 2.
Yes, that was basically it. I was bored, and he was hobnobbing, and the party, the host had a 2600 in one of the bedrooms, and I just basically stayed there and played Pitfall 2 the entire time. And I begged and pleaded for my dad to get Pitfall 2 for us. He said no. And that was the only time I ever got to play it.
And the question is Andreas ignoring my reference to a key party, or does he not know what a key party is?
I guess not. Is that what they were doing is that what they were doing Friday when they had the internet go down? They were having a key party of some kind?
Probably not. Seeing as how this is not necessarily family friendly, I will explain it in as family friendly a way as possible, but if you're letting children listen to this, you may want to take them away. A key party was something that occurred, seemed like primarily in the 60s and 70s, where consenting adults would all get together in a casual party-like fashion, and everybody would drop their keys in a bowl. And then at the end of the evening, typically the ladies would just fish out a random set of keys, and whoever's keys they fished out would be who they went home with.
No, it was definitely not that kind of party. All right. Let's see if that did it. The old-fashioned blow to the cartridge. Yes! Yes, we have it now. Oh.
And there's apparently some sort of kangaroo man or something standing around in the Underdark.
No, yeah, I didn't have...
And Pitfall Harry is either standing in a bear trap or on a red D-pad or something.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think we have to hit start here.
You mean reset?
No, it's not. Do we have a start button?
No, there's a reset button. That's what you were hitting.
Okay, there we go. See, we actually had music.
Wow. That's really loud.
Hello, Mr. Bat Friend. Come back, come back. I think, will he take me somewhere? No, he'll just kill me. Oh, that's what it is. I remember now. That's your save point, essentially. And so if you die, you get transported back to the last point you crossed over.
Gotcha. Well, it will let me lower the volume, so I have lowered the volume somewhat so that everybody isn't potentially deafened.
Oh, man.
Can you duck, maybe?
I can't. I don't think so. I tried ducking, trust me. That guy looks like he's ready to go after you, for sure. Yeah, I can't duck.
Yeah, he's ready for something.
Look, there's a little mouse down there. Is that what's going
Yeah.
on? Okay, I gotta... Okay, here we go. Okay, maybe I'll just reset it. There we go. Now we'll just make a break for it. Oh! See, he actually swims if I can actually get down in there.
Well,
Did the music get sad? Now I have no points.
Maybe. You have an impressive 0 points, and it looks like the sun's going down.
Oh. The game is sad because I can't play it.
Can you go left from the save point?
That's a good question.
Nope.
Okay. Hang on, we'll get this figured out.
The brown turd of doom is stopping you from proceeding to the left.
Okay, wait, I gotta wait for it to go down. Oh, come on! Okay, yeah.
Maybe try hitting down on the button and hit kneel or something. No. Pitfall Harry, you suck.
I think we've just gotta make a break for it. Oh, are you serious? This is like the worst gameplay ever.
This is probably why there are only like 6 people that own a copy of Pitfall 2. You probably have to wait for him toward the beginning and then time it so that you can step under him as he flies over your head.
That's probably, yeah, you're probably right. Oh, that didn't work.
Well, you had to wait till his wings flapped up.
Oh, is that what his wings of doom killed me?
I remember hearing that there was supposed to be some sort of definite ending to this game. Do you know if that's true or not?
No, I don't. I'm sure by Wikipedia'd it or something like that. Sure as heck you can't jump over. I made it! There it goes, swimming pitfall. Just had to really just run. No hesitation. Oh, let's see, can I get the gold? Got the gold! See, now I have points again. It's a major key again. The game is happy again. Oh, electric eel, check it out.
Yeah, after it peed you out on the other side.
I know, I better hurry, because if I get electrocuted, I'll probably go all the way back to the beginning.
Will he swim faster if you press the button?
Let's see.
You almost bit you in the giblies.
I know it. There's gold everywhere! There's my save point. I want that. There we go. Now we're talking. No, I don't want to go down there. I want to go over here. Gold is worth more. See, that's a poison toad. Don't let him fool you. Oh no, I'm falling forever! Oh, there we go.
It only hurt you 100 points to fall that far.
Oh, dude, here we go. Watch me.
And a bat up your behind. Well, at least it didn't take you the exact path that you went down.
I guess not.
That'd be pretty rough.
Okay, that's a poison frog. I already said that. Instead of falling, let's actually crawl. Uh-oh. Oh no. Now I'm really screwed. How far am I gonna fall this time? Oh.
How did you manage to wiggle yourself over like that?
Yeah, well, I think the video game was doing that for me. Because I can't do it necessarily until... There we go. Oh, well.
Remember, kids, poison toads will get you through a t-shirt.
It's not the kind you lick and see things.
Well, it is, but what you're seeing is, probably the afterlife.
Gosh, look at all my points go away. Okay, so I want that gold, so I'm going to go just down one level, hopefully. And get that gold. Oh, or not.
Remember, frog farts are also poisonous.
Come on. I can do this.
Okay, Pitfall 2, The Lost Caverns is a platform video game originally released for the Atari 2600 video game console in 1984. It is the sequel to the popular Pitfall. Both games were designed and written by David Crane and published by Activision. The star of the games is Pitfall Harry, an 8-bit jungle explorer. So does that mean that he's 8-bit, or he only explores 8-bit jungles? Or both?
Oh,
game's plot was later loosely remade into Super Pitfall for the Famicom/NES, which was apparently horse balls until somebody remade it for the game's 20 or 25th anniversary or something a couple of months ago. Released after the North American video game crash of 1983, when interest in the 2600 was waning, Pitfall 2 was one of the last major releases for the console.
I made it!
And this is the Wikipedia article, in case you couldn't tell.
Not the WikiLeaks article.
No, I don't think they're going to have anything about Pitfall.
Oh. Gotta find another save point. It's gonna drive me all the way back up there.
The original Pitfall has the player character Harry exploring a jungle, collecting treasures, and avoiding danger in the form of crocodiles, scorpions, cobras, and quicksand. Okay, I guess the black stuff is tar, or quicksand, not tar.
Oh.
Although the background does not scroll until Harry reaches the edge of the screen, the game was one of the first large platform games for a home video game console. Lost Caverns expands the scope of the environment as Harry now descends deep into the catacombs. In addition to the scrolling style of the first, the game adds the element of vertical scrolling as well when Harry falls from a cliff or flies around after grabbing onto a balloon. Unlike the first game, Pitfall Harry has unlimited time and lives, making it impossible to lose the game. When Harry touches a dangerous creature, he simply loses points as he floats back to the last continue point marked with a red cross.
Yeah, I think we've explored the idea of the continue point thoroughly.
Oh yeah. Unlike the original Pitfall, which has a ground level and the underground, Pitfall has 27 horizontal levels that are predominantly the same height, each stacked on top of the other. While these levels span the full 8 screens in length, they are not openly accessible all the way across, as some portions are blocked by cave walls that force Harry to travel through other areas in order to progress. Quicksand and tar pits are replaced by rivers and chasms. Balloons let Harry ascend to new areas. Scorpions replace snakes and crocodiles. New animal hazards include bats, which fly across some screens from left to right. And actually, I think that same bat is used in Hero, which was released about the same time, also by Activision. Condors, which I think is what was murdering you on screen too, which start by flying right to left, then reverse and fly left to right for the remainder of the visit to that screen. Electric eels that swim in the rivers, and frogs that jump over some pits that have ladders, often where a bat is present. Two new unplayable characters debut in Lost Cavern. Quick Claw, Harry's cowardly pet mountain lion, and Rhonda, his adventure-seeking niece. Both of these characters also appear with Harry in the Saturday Supercade children's cartoon based on the Pitfall games.
I love that show.
I remember seeing stuff about it in comics, but I never actually saw the show.
Yeah, it was on for a very short period of time.
Oh, okay. In fact, Rhonda and Quick Claw were created for Sunday Supercade a full year before the game was released. Collecting Rhonda, Quick Claw, and a diamond ring is necessary to win the game. In versions without a second cave, upon collection of all three, the game ends on the spot. The maximum possible score is 199,000, which differs from the Atari 8-bit and 5200 versions. See Adventurers Edition below. Another enhancement over the previous game is the addition of a soundtrack. Musical cues act as subtle rewards and punishments for performance. The main heroic theme plays for a short while after reaching the loop of atmospheric music. When Harry collects a treasure, the main theme begins again. If Harry dies, a slower, minor key version of the theme plays, then progresses back into the atmospheric theme.
I've heard that.
Finally, if Harry ascends using the balloon, Sobre la Ola, Over the Waves, is played. Pitfall 2 Lost Caverns was one of the largest largest games ever created for the Atari 2600, and featured elements previously considered impossible on hardware that was already 6 years old at the time. Smooth scrolling, detailed animation, and a musical score that includes multiple channels were all made possible by custom hardware built inside the game cartridge. Crane designed and patented a component he called the Display Processor Chip, which could greatly enhance 2600's graphics capabilities and could process music in 3 channels plus drums. Crane hoped that the DPC would be used by other game designers to further extend the life of the aging console, but the video game crash of 1983 made this move.
I'd like to meet that man and shake his hand.
Let's see, the 5200 and Atari 8-bit versions, which I'm assuming means the computer version, since this is technically an 8-bit console, were called the Adventurers Edition on their title screens. They are special because of the unique additional content. Programmers who were porting the game to the Commodore 64 and the 2 Atari platforms took 2 different approaches to the task. While Tim Schotter rewrote the code from scratch for the Commodore, Mike Lorenzen, the Atari version designer, reused David Crane's code for the 2600. This approach shortened the debugging process, allowing Lorenzen to add an entirely new level to the game that would be playable after the initial game was finished. Marketing would not allow the 2 versions to be different and demanded that the additional game be stripped from the Atari version. Instead, Brad Fredger, the producer, and the designers decided to leave it in and make it an Easter egg. The new level was more complex and in many ways more challenging than the original. The new challenges included a set of new creatures, rabid bats which fly in a more erratic pattern in reverse directions upon reaching the end of the screen. They also do not appear for several seconds after reaching the screen, thereby surprising the player. Frogs that traverse the entire horizontal screen and follow Harry rather than simply jumping over a pit. Fire ants and piranha fish, both of which move very fast and are very hard to avoid. Rabid bats can be avoided by jumping as well as slipping under. Fire ants must be jumped a total of 3 times in order to pass a screen containing them, and piranha fish swim randomly in either direction.
I could probably play this game for hours, but I don't know if you want to take a crack at it.
Nah, I can always check it out later. I'm sure that you cussing and screaming and not on video making faces at the screen every time you got pulled back to the red cross was enough.
Yeah, this would if I had actually had this game, I probably would have become a total recluse and tried to beat it. Who knows, maybe there's some playthrough of it online somewhere. I'm sure vicariously live through them.
So what do you think? Better or worse than the original Pitfall?
I think it's way better. I mean, the innovations that you described, plus, the challenges of trying to make it past these characters. Absolutely, I think this would have been, if it weren't for the video game crash, I really think this would have taken Atari and these kinds of games in a whole new direction.
Yeah, I'd say definitely. And now we know that the reason it sounds as good as it does is because of extra hardware inside of that cartridge and not because of any sort of, oh, hey, look what I figured out with the 2600. But I think palette-wise, the Intellivision still looks better than what the 2600 does, even with Pitfall 2. But I think with the additional hardware that Pitfall 2 has in it, I think it comes at least even alongside what the Intellivision did. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Shouldn't you be trying to go left to get?
There's different.
Whatever your mountain lion's name is.
Well, yeah, I suppose I could go all the way back up there if I ever land. Oh well, I'll just let it take me back up there.
All right. Well, we have been at this for. Well, my son had to go to bed when Andreas first came over close to 3 hours ago. So we've been at this probably at least a couple of hours at this point, playing with hardware and arranging stuff. And Andreas being far too polite to be like, dude, hurry the hell up. I don't want to watch you, scramble this stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and cut us off here. But if you enjoy this, let us know. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I had fun learning how to hook all of this stuff up at the very least, even though I'm sure Andreas hates me for it.
Well, we took pictures of it, so it should be easier to do next time.
Well, now I know, what connects and what doesn't. We know that the other VCR will play tapes, and the one that has the better menu options and more hardware on board will eat tapes, so we know not to do anything there.
Well, VCR, I was about to sell you my original edition Star Wars VHS tapes until I realized that you didn't have anything to play it, just eat it instead.
Well, I've still got the one last time versions. I've got those, and I've got the VHS original releases of the special edition. God help me.
Back in the old days.
But this has been Pitfall on the Atari 2600 and on the Mattel Electronics Intellivision. Believe it or not, there were Sears versions of both of these consoles, but unfortunately I don't own the Sears versions of either one, so there's no playing the telegames or Sears Home Arcade and then saying it was somehow different than the Atari 2600 or the Intellivision. And not that it's really relevant to what we were doing here tonight, but I believe there was also a Radio Shack distributed Tandy branded version of the Intellivision as well. I guess Mattel must have just farmed that thing out to everybody, so who knows, I may end up with additional consoles that we can put them together and see definitively if they are any different at all. I'm pretty sure that they are just reskins of the outer hardware, but where I don't own anything currently other than the original manufacturer's versions of all the hardware, I couldn't say for certain. But anyway, I'll quit grumbling and rambling and shut up and figure out how to piece all this together and create a YouTube channel and do what all the cool kids are doing. I'll go ahead and actually cut the video off the next time Andreas dies, so that's not a suggestion, just that'll be a nice stopping point.
Okay. Oh,
there we go.
Alright, that was fun. I can't wait to steal this from you and play it until I lose all my outside contacts in life.
We'll just have to get you a different flashback that has it on it.
Okay, there you go.
Alright, well that is everything. Night, everybody.
Night.